Hi, you guys. Okay, Snowfall, Season 4, Episode 10, the final episode of the season. Okay, we get a backstory of Alton going to Franklin's school. Franklin sat down as the other children recited the Pledge of Allegiance. Y'all, when I was in elementary school, I can remember going home and asking my mother, why do we stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance if the Pledge of Allegiance wasn't made for black people? Because it always struck me for liberty and justice for all. And meanwhile, even then, when I was so young, I seen that it wasn't so much for black people. My mother said, well, people been wondering that for forever. And I said, well, I'm not going to stand anymore. And my mother said, just stand up. I don't got time for that. My mother was just doing her best. However, I wish I had a father like Alton to go down here and tell these people a thing or two. Alton tell them, this is what you called me for up here for? Teacher tell Alton, well, I don't think it was Franklin's decision not to stand for the flag. And Alton said, look, well, I'm going to tell you right now, I told him not to stand up. You dig? Matter of fact, it doesn't matter because he won't be going to the school anymore. Franklin says to Alton, I don't want to leave. All my friends are here. And Alton said, well, you'll make friends at your new school. Listen, son, there are some things that you're not going to understand right now, but one day you'll grow up. You'll have to make the decisions as to what you believe in and what it is that you want for your life. And whatever that is, I want you to know that I love you and I'm going to always have your back. Okay, now we pick up where we left off in last episode at the hospital. And Franklin wants to know where is Alton. He's asking Sissy. Now, Sissy know that Irene didn't die in no goddamn car accident. And it seemed, probably from the looks of it, she know that Reed is in kill mode. Sissy says to Franklin, why? Just a few hours ago, you didn't want to have anything to do with him. You know he's not going to back down, especially if Reed killed that reporter. Franklin tells Sissy, look, this is exactly why I need to find him. So Sissy tells Franklin, Alton told her that if she needed to contact him to go down to the shelter, that they would contact him. Franklin is leaving. Sissy makes sure she tells Franklin, look, just because Alton caused us pain, both you and I, doesn't mean that he doesn't love us. And he was just trying to protect you. Okay, you guys. Yes, I understand Alton's moral code. And yes, Alton is right. However, Alton airing out the operation will do what? Stop. Did he expect the grand investigation, the government admit to their wrongdoings, and Alton win a Nobel Peace Prize? The way I see it, Franklin is a big fish in a small pond. Yes, Franklin has money, connections, and he has himself some protection. However, if Franklin get caught up because of Alton with the government, who is a big fish in a big pond, and why I say that is because if Alton takes one of the big fishes out in the government pond, which would be Reed, they have way more fishes in that pond. They have a big ass pond with a lot of fishes in there that they can send out to do the same exact thing. And the government will come after Franklin. They can take all of Franklin's money. They can lock him up. Or even worse, they can kill Franklin for even allowing this stuff to leak out. And then what will Alton do? Not a bitch ass thing. On another note, Snowfall is my ghetto Games of Thrones. So I'm Team Saint. So if anyone is against him, they got to go. John Singleton was one of my favorite storytellers far as the black community. It's not much that he gets off. You know, I understand that he may not get everything on point, but he pretty much get it close. I don't think it's a movie that John Singleton did that I didn't like ever. And shout out to all the writers and producers, directors, all the staff at Snowfall, because they are doing the damn thing. It's like John Singleton is still with us because the storytelling is so amazing. Okay, back to the story. Alton is on the airways spilling all the tea to Brother Knowledge. He's talking about Irene's death wasn't an accident. She was murdered by the CIA. I'm not surprised. It's been that way since slavery. And if no one believes it, they ain't sleep. They pretending to be sleep. And you can't wake them motherfuckers up. Brother Knowledge said, I'm with you, brother. But some people would say, if you're so sure, where's the proof? Alton tells him, well, that's what I'm trying to tell you, brother. Irene had the truth. And that's why they killed her. She played by their rules, but I won't. I'm going to tell you this. He goes by the alias Reed Thompson. Alton, what the fuck are you doing? Alton continues. He said, I know his real name and I had pictures. We're seeing Alton in his element. Because he is going off. When we first met Alton, he was an alcoholic bum down on his luck. Then we seen Franklin bail him out of jail. He got up. He cleaned himself up. However, he looks defeated. And I hate to see a man like that. And we all know or have a family member, close person, and the rest of the world could look at that person like, oh, they ain't nobody. But we know the value of that person. We know and life may have took their turn with that person, whether it's alcohol, drugs, depression, whatever it is, a sickness, an illness. It took over that person. They may not be bright and witty as they was years ago. And now they're just walking around with the weight of the world on their shoulders. And that's how I looked at Alton for a very long time on Snowfall. So with that being said, I'm very glad that they did this backstory on Alton. Because at first, all I was getting from Alton was a washed up Black Panther who has no control over his son. And he can barely be a husband to Sissy. Alton said, y'all gonna put some respect on my name. Alton's purpose in life is to his people. We can see how he becomes alive when he kicked that knowledge like he's doing right now at the radio station. And I want to speak about Irene. I believe Irene genuinely cared about the community that she grew up in and known all her life. But at what cost, Irene? Your life? And y'all do know the government got away with much worse things, like African-American slavery. I guess Irene didn't know that. Okay, next, Franklin makes it to the shelter and he asks Joe, who was left in charge, to contact Alton. He tells Franklin if Alton wanted to be contacted, he would have told you himself. So Franklin said, okay, do you know who funds this shelter? Franklin Saint. Me. So if you can't contact Alton, this shelter will be closed immediately. Joe must have called his bluff and Franklin said, okay, everyone, the shelter is closed till further notice. And Joe had the nerve to try to stop Franklin. So Leon cuts in. He said, back the fuck up, nigga. Leon said, matter of fact, everyone get the fuck out. At this point, Franklin has to get to Alton before Reed does. So I understand why Franklin had to make this move. Okay, next, Scully. Scully has backslid from the Lord. Satan has been testing him and he can no longer fight temptation. Rightfully so. Scully is loading up his shotgun while his mans is telling him that he been looking for Franklin and them everywhere, but it's no signs of them. Scully put the gun to his neck and he said, Franklin, his partners, anyone that had a hand in my baby's dying, I don't give a fuck if it's mama's house. I said, woo! Scully, it's not that hard to find them because the Saints crew been rolling in these streets. Nobody is on the lookout for fucking Scully. Okay, next, Reed is burning Frank pager up. Franklin tells Reed, I'm doing what you asked. Paging me every 10 minutes isn't helping. And Reed is scared as fuck. Talking about Franklin. He threatened to release my name and he got pictures of me. How the fuck that happened? And we all know that back in, I think it was season 2 when Franklin went down to the bookstore and he did that research on Reed and really found out that Reed was CIA. Also, if I'm not mistaken, he got some pictures from Ivy. I'm not sure, maybe not, but Ivy did give Franklin some information about Reed when Ivy got caught trying to take Franklin's money. Franklin says to Reed, look, I'm not sure how he got that information, but I'm out here trying to take care of this like I said I would. Reed said, nope. I gave you your chance. Reed thinks Franklin is playing games with him, and he tells Franklin, I swear to God, if you're playing games with me, I'm coming for you, your family, your father, and all you'll burn for this. Franklin tells Reed, as a CIA officer, you have the art of manipulating people, so you should know that I don't respond well to threats. Reed is definitely at his wits end. He's has lost everything, and now he's wearing his emotions on his sleeve. Like Franklin said, Reed, being a CIA officer, he knows how to manipulate people. Teddy is so fucked up in the head right now, he can't even get inside his bag to remain cool, calm, and collected. Sissy meets up with Top Notch, and Top Notch was one of the guys who gave Franklin information about Reed seasons ago when Franklin found out that Reed was CIA. Top Notch gives Sissy the passports that Alton ordered. He tells Sissy that far as he's concerned, Alton is a hero. Not many people are willing to take the ultimate sacrifice to do the right thing. Let's not forget about Irene. I guess Joe down at the shelter said, I am not sleeping outside tonight, and contacted Alton. He is at the house, and he goes in and get a gun. And I said, I know this motherfucker is not about to kill Franklin because he's yelling Franklin's name. Shortly after, Franklin comes in, and Alton asks him, is he alone? And Franklin said, yeah, I told you I would be. Alton says to Franklin, call up that CIA guy and tell him I want to meet. I'm about to put a stop to this. Franklin says to Alton, are you crazy? He's a trained killer. Alton said, well, goddamn it, I done did my share too. Alton said he is ready to die for this. Franklin asks Alton, what if you kill him? You think the agency will just forget and forgive? You kill him no matter what the public say. They're coming after us, all of us. Alton says to Franklin, are you afraid of them? Franklin said, hell yeah, aren't you? Alton, being relentless like Irene, said he's going all out. So there's a knock at the door, and Alton like, I thought you said you'll be alone. And we hear Scully's voice. Hello, delivery for the Saint family. Franklin hears Scully's voice, and he like, oh fuck, fine cover. Scully breaks in through the back door with a shotgun in his hand. Hello, is anyone home? I just want to talk. Scully sees Franklin's reflection in the mirror, and he starts shooting. Alton was in the room, and he comes out, start busting out, because I think he like, oh no, you ain't gonna get my baby boy. Franklin comes out, starts shooting. Scully said, fuck that, I'm out of here. And I don't know if it was Franklin or Alton, which one of them hit him, but one of them hit him. I think it was Alton. I'm so confused as to why Franklin did not go and chase Scully ass down. That's a rule. Somebody come break in your house trying to kill you, and you got the advantage. No, you chase that motherfucker down and make sure he die. Alton was shot, and Franklin wanted to take him to the hospital. Alton refused. He has business with Reed. Franklin tells him, look, the only thing you can do at this point is leave and don't come back. So Alton like, okay, all right, that's what you want me to do? Okay, I'll leave. Franklin like, oh, okay, all right, great. I'll go and get you some cash. Next thing we hear is thump. Alton done clocked Franklin on top of his head, hard as fuck with a vase or something. Franklin is knocked the fuck out. Franklin wakes up to Sissy calling his name. Sissy is like, what's wrong? Franklin, wake up. Alton said you needed help. So Franklin like, Alton, oh but shit, how long was I down? And Franklin notices that Alton took his pager, and in a panic, Franklin just went ahead and paged Reed. Reed calls back and said, yes, I'm meeting up with your father, and I'm sorry I have to do this. And because of our good business relationship, I'm going to tell you where we're going to be at. Reed tells Franklin that they're meeting up at Reed and Franklin's old meetup spot before he was shot. So Franklin is on his way down there going to save his father. So Sissy is just nagging him. What's wrong? Where's your father? Franklin tells Sissy, look, I'll be right back. She tells him, I am going with you. I am going with you. As to say, motherfucker, you're not walking out here without me. Okay, now we're at the meetup, and Alton is in his car. He is loading up his gun. He gets out and he points it at Reed. And Reed is like, hold up, I thought you just wanted to talk. What's wrong with your shoulder? I have no intention on hurting you, Alton. So Alton said, just keep your hands where I can see him. Is that the same thing you told Irene? I brought you here to tell you it's over. You will no longer use my son to fund your wars. Reed says to Alton, with all due respect, I think your son has his own thoughts on this matter. Your son is the largest distributor of rock cocaine in the world. He came to me. Alton said, no, don't spend this. You bringing in this shit. You're supposed to be protecting us. Instead, you're the one wiping us out. It's what the white man does. Here come Reed with his white privilege. I'm telling you, I'm a person, not the system you hate. I also say you are the system. And the fact that you don't know it shows how deeply ingrained white supremacy is in the U.S. Go take a ride through South Central tonight and see how my people live compared to Beverly Hills. Reed says to Alton, at this point, I don't care. We are here because of your son. So you need to take a look in the mirror. Ooh, he is trying to say that Alton did not raise Franklin right. Alton said, I will protect what's mine. And Reed said, so will I. So at this time, Franklin and Sissy come screeching around the parking lot. Franklin hops out of the car. Alton get in the car. Reed now is back on his manipulation bullshit. Franklin, he thinks I got it out for you. He thinks you can't make your own decisions. Franklin said, Reed, shut up. Alton, put down the gun. Reed continues, he sold you out. He put y'all in danger. And just that quick, for a second, I said, Franklin, please don't allow this white devil to manipulate you to kill your own father. Franklin is turning into a monster. Sissy yelled, Franklin! And I think that brought Franklin right back to reality. Reed is still trying to manipulate Franklin. He put y'all at risk, Franklin. This time, Franklin puts the gun down. So Reed pulls his gun out. He said, I guess I have to bring this under control. And Reed points the gun towards Alton. Franklin says to Reed, if you kill him, you're going to have to kill all of us. Is that who the fuck you are? Yes, Franklin, that's who the fuck he is. What, you forgot? Now, Sissy just jumps in the middle. She said, what if we leave? You want him to go? Okay, you want me to go with you, Alton? I'll go with you. I got the passports, and we can leave and never come back. Franklin can make his own decisions. We deserve to be happy. Okay, now it fades into the airport. And they are at the airport getting on the plane and they're headed to Cuba. Alton tells Franklin that he's sorry for whatever mistakes he made and he loves him. Poor Sissy. She didn't want to leave her baby boy. I don't think Sissy didn't want to leave her husband either, really. Remember, she said she was no longer going to be wife or mother, that she was going to take care of herself. I believe if it didn't come to do or die, that she would have chose herself. Nevertheless, by Sissy choosing to go with Alton, she's also helping out her son, letting him run his business and have his happiness. And she's satisfying her husband. Okay, you want me to be with you? Then that's what we'll do as husband and wife. We'll be together. And that's what a wife and a mother does. Even when we say we choosing ourselves, we will still give our last to our family. If it was me, I probably would have chosen myself. I would have said the hell with both their asses, because frankly, you got on my goddamn nerves. And I'm still back at square one. We still back at square one. And motherfucking Alton, you out the gate with it, snaking out our damn son. They done drove Sissy damn near crazy. Sissy tells Franklin as soon as she can, she'll contact him and they're going to talk about running some business down there in Cuba, which will be a good idea for Franklin. Franklin says to Sissy, I'm going to miss you so much. And we all know that he will, because he is a mama's boy for real. And they give each other the biggest hug. I damn near almost cried. Reed was there, of course, to make sure they get their asses on the plane. So it's back to business, and Reed tells Franklin that he has to take some time off. Gustavo will be his point person until they bring in his replacement. Reed goes on to say, you just keep making them deals per usual and you'll be fine. I mean, I really enjoyed Reed's character from the start because I couldn't stand Reed. When I say I can't stand a character, it's usually because they embodied the character so much. When we first met Reed, he was a square. He was giving me very much church-going family man. I enjoyed watching Reed dwindle into an international drug-dealing killer. And I just hope that he returns in season 5. Okay, so while that was going on, Scully ass went up to the hospital inside Louis' room with a shotgun. Louis opened her eyes and was like, what the fuck? Scully is asking, where is Jerome? So Louis said he went home. He sees Jerome thing sitting over there in the chair and he knew she was lying. So Louis starts pleading with him. It don't have to be like this. This all needs to stop. You kill me, it will never end. My people will be after yours and yours be after mine until no one is left. And we all know that Scully had his come to Jesus moment, so it's kind of like hitting him, resonating with him. Also the fact that Scully is bleeding out bad from the gunshot wound Alton gave him. And he gets woozy, so this gives Jerome time to come over and tackle him because Jerome did walk in the room. And Jerome tackles him to the floor and he grabs the gun. Scully is so weak, he couldn't do anything. He was just like, fuck it. So at this point, we don't know what happened to Scully. Franklin makes it up to the hospital and Jerome tells him everything that happened. Franklin was like, oh my God, Louis talked him down? Look, we need to discuss some things about what's this going to mean for all of us going forward. Jerome said, okay, nephew, but this ain't the time. Franklin said, okay, cool. I'm just going to go in here and say hi to Louis. Jerome stopped his ass. He said, nah, she not seeing anybody else tonight. Well, excuse the fuck out of me. Louis done had enough. Her and Jerome probably get out the game. She go on here and run her club and Jerome do his speaker store. Louis said, fuck that, I almost died twice. On another note, not one person from the St. Crew was on the lookout for Scully. I mean, they did do him dirty. Franklin crossed him, set him up, killed his baby and his girl. And not one person said we gonna need tight security around here and around the houses, things like that, to be on lookout. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Okay, Oso is at the spot with Teddy Boss. Boss Man tells Oso that Teddy replacement will be here soon. So Oso is like, look, as long as he stay out my way, we don't got no problem. And Boss Man has the information that Oso been asked Teddy for about Lucia. So he gives Oso the information. Oso opens the envelope and Lucia is doing her. Okay? She looks like money, sitting up there kikiing, doing all of the things. Poor Oso was stuck on her for at least 2 years. So I guess Lucia will be returning in season 5. Finally, Louis is discharged from the hospital and she is back down at the bar. Franklin was there to welcome Louis home. Franklin said, hey, how you doing? You sore? You good? Business been good here and on the streets, but we're not going to talk about that right now. And Louis said, well, actually, yeah, we need to talk about it. Jerome come over to Franklin and he drops a duffel bag full of money on the table. Jerome said, I thought we start off with 10 keys a week. At 12 G's a key, that's 20% more than what you're paying Whitey. Franklin said, okay, so then what? You're going to rock it up like I taught you? You going to sell to my customers? Jerome said, you the one who said you wanted to sell this shit wholesale and focus on real estate. Franklin said, and the fuck you just wanted to focus on selling speakers? I know you fucking lying, Jerome and Louis. They is tripping. So they just going to leave Franklin out there? Are they saying this is Franklin's fault? Like, Louis, what the fuck? Really, Louis? When Franklin brought those 2 keys over to Jerome's house and said, what's up? Jerome's story body ass just wanted to sell his little nickel and dime bags of weed. No, nephew, I'm not getting into that. Louis' eyes lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. Her opportunist ass into Franklin's window, took him and introduced him to Claudia, and all you said you wanted in return was the club. Remember, you was the girl who motherfuckers was looking down upon at that club. After a club and a speaker store, millions of dollars later, you get shot, which is unfortunate, and you just want to leave? Not leaving the game, but leave Franklin? Oh, hell no. I don't like that shit right there. Nope, I don't like that. Franklin tries to tell them this is asinine to separate right now, that we're getting stronger. Louis said, well, it's the right move for us. We've been following you for a long time, Franklin, done everything your way. We made things right with Scully and Inglewood. We set up Little Rock. Now we just want to run what's ours, our way. Franklin tells them that they sound like Leon a few months ago, and look how that turned out for him. Y'all can't do what I do. Louis said, I already did. Franklin said, yes, and you begged for me to come back. Louis tells Franklin, look, our minds are made up. We want to keep it in the family and buy from you, but it can go the other way. Franklin, fuck them. Drugs sell themselves. You just have to know someone that want to buy it. Louis thinking about how she held Franklin down when Franklin was down bad, meeting up with Reed and bringing the cocaine back for Jerome and Louis to distribute. But that's not risky. It's not as risky. She's thinking that everything will be smooth sailing. You know, if I just mind my business, not get in that street shit, everything will be fine. Well, somebody told her wrong. And then she's going to talk about she's going to take the Little Rock connection. Bitch, you wasn't even thinking outside of LA. Now, I do think that Franklin not minding his business is what ultimately put his entire team in a fucked up position. Leon with the kid out and running his mouth, and Louis getting shot. However, as a team, I think that they should help Franklin rebuild. Then after that, cool, go on about your business. If you want to leave, I don't see nothing wrong with that. And start your own empire, that's fine. But just to leave him out like that, no. Franklin is down there with Leon, chopping it up, telling him what happened. And Leon tells Franklin, let them go. Trying to control them and bring them back will only make shit worse. Franklin feels like them going their own way will make things worse. And Leon said, well, if shit doesn't work out for them, they'll be back. But if they figure shit out, and yes, you'll make less money, but they'll respect you for letting them do them. Franklin asks Leon, so when you get so wise? Well, I'm going to let them go. The project is what's most important. Y'all good? You need anything? And Leon said, well, actually, I'm not trying to dump more on you right now. But if we really talking, I don't think I'm with any of this shit anymore. Franklin is like, oh, fuck no. He tells Leon, I risk everything to protect you from the cops, Man-Boy, Scully. Everyone told me to give you up. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to go get Louis and Jerome straightened out. And soon we'll be a big happy family like always. Franklin. If you had just listened to Leon in the beginning, the cops, Scully, nor Man-Boy would have been looking for Leon. Franklin gets on my nerves with this cocky shit. He's laying down law like he's not the cause of this shit, like Leon created this shit. Leon has been there for Franklin as well. If anyone needs to retreat, I think Leon should. He actually killed a child. I actually thought that Leon would have had plunged into a drunk or a drug addict by now. Killing a kid can take a toll on anyone that's sane. But it seems like it humbled Leon. I hear people saying Leon is dumb, but I never thought Leon was dumb. I think that Leon is street, and that makes him a product of his environment. And I'm not going to hold him hold that against him. He's only 21. So he'll have time to evolve and grow. Above all, he is loyal, and that's priceless. And that's on Murray Had a Little Lamb. Now that Leon has some humility, and Franklin told him that he's not going anywhere, he just might learn some business ethics from Franklin. Then what y'all gonna say about him? Y'all don't come for my Leon. That's my favorite character. Him and Oso, I love them both because they are genuinely loyal. All right, let's take a flight down to Havana, Cuba. Havana, Cuba is called a living museum because of the old architecture and designs. Also, most cars driven are from the 1950s. It's history behind why they kept the style that way, but that's for another day. I thought I'd just add that in there because I hear people saying, oh my goodness, why is they staying at that old place? It's art, you guys. Anywho, Alton wakes up to Sissy, who has a beautiful smile on her face. They both look refreshed, and Sissy says she's going down to the market to buy some papayas, and she'll be back in about an hour or two. Okay, Sissy got the loose booty going on, booty moving left to right. That surely'll make a black man smile. Alton gets up, he fixes coffee, and he's reading The Spook Who Sat by the Door. And Sissy comes back in. So Alton said, what you forget? Oh, so we thought it was Sissy. It was motherfucking Reed. And I knew it. I knew that the CIA would not have any loose ends. Who's to say that Alton wouldn't talk again? They can't be sure of that. Well, they can't have him living. They can't have Alton out here. Alton is like, oh, shit. Alton said, I thought this would be the beginning of something. I hope that before you die, you understand your place in this world. And Teddy coming all the way over to Cuba to finish off Alton. I think this is what Avi was trying to convince Teddy of when he said, I did way too much when I should have had simply walked away. Okay, so Teddy is no longer on a case, but I'm sure he's still with the CIA. He has a lot of money. He get to walk away clean. But no, Teddy said y'all got him fucked up. Now, I can't blame Teddy. He done told Alton, this is my baby. I built this with my bare hands. And he lost a lot from his family, his brother, and also he has morphed into a monster. Teddy deterioration is undeniable at this point. And at this moment, I can empathize with him. And we do not know if Teddy actually killed Alton yet. We'll know in season 5. And lastly, we have Melanie. Melanie is now a Sunday school teacher. And she was putting her books up. The class was ending. And Franklin walked in and he's like, hey, Mel. Mel froze the fuck up. Franklin tells Melanie that her aunt told him that she was down here volunteering. Franklin told Melanie that it was good that she was down there volunteering. It's good that she has purpose in her life. And he actually came all the way down to the Odessas to let her know about her friend Irene, being as though they were so close and everything. She actually was killed in a car accident, and that it could have simply happened to anyone. Franklin tells Melanie that he's not mad at her for shooting him, and he understands that she was on a pipe and shit, and it messed up her head. Franklin goes on to say, I actually came out stronger. I was going to let sleeping dogs lie, but you talking about my business and starting a shitstorm for me and mine, and I can't have that. I can't move on knowing at any minute my future can be blown up by my past. So check this out. If there's something that you want to say to me or get off your chest, do so now. Because after this, I fucking promise you there will be no more chances. Now, Franklin can be selfish at times with the whole you was on a pipe shit, when actually, Franklin, you killed her father. Still, I do believe he let Melanie go because he knew that he played a part in her grievance. A sort of like, okay, your father slapped me on my right cheek. I did what I had to do, and you come back and slap me on my left cheek. Okay, everyone good? All right, Melanie, you going about your business, but No, Melanie had to go get the chatty patty with the reporters and shit, which in turn brought Franklin to this point. Melanie said, okay, I just want you to admit and be man enough to tell me that you killed my daddy. Tell me I wasn't crazy, at the very least. Now, Melanie needs to let sleeping dogs lie. Yes, that was her father and her only living parent. But he was doing way too much when he should have had simply walked away. But Andre didn't, and he paid the ultimate price, his life. Franklin looked at Melanie and he said, goodbye, Melanie. Take care. And walked away. Ain't I clean, bad machine, super cool, super me, dealing good for the man, super fly, here I stand, secret stash, heavy bread, baddest bitches in the bed, I'm your pusher man. That was the perfect outro, the best. I enjoy every episode this season. Y'all think Scully is dead? I don't, and I'm curious to see how Scully will coexist with the crew that eliminated his whole family and the brother. Do y'all think Alton is dead? On one hand, I don't. On the other hand, I do. On one hand, I say he's going to kill Reed, and that is far-fetched, but it'll definitely put a spin on the season. Will Louis and Jerome be a successful drug dealing business? I think so. Yes, but she will see the cost of being the boss. Franklin involving himself in Scully and Man-Boy beef was very unnecessary. And yeah, she could say, okay, I'm not going to do things like that. But that was just one hardship Franklin had to overcome. Louis will learn. Y'all think Tanase going to come back? I think she going to come back on some shady shit. Once a foul bitch, always a foul bitch. And that's just me, though. The Lord said forgive and forget. Y'all can do what y'all want. What will happen to Reed? I think that if Alton doesn't kill him, he'll return. And if does kill Alton, Franklin will want blood. I'm sure of it. And that's it for this episode. And I thank you guys for joining me for this season and supporting me and engaging. And I'll see you guys on the next season. Bye.